miracle serum. We keep having all these problems, how we gonna solve them? Every day it's the same thing. Yeah. All these unsolved issues, I guess it's official. Here we go again, the same old thing. And I'm tired of arguing and lying, so goodbye.
Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is August the 3rd, 2024, and today the topic is what to do when you're frustrated. Happy Saturday. It's Happy Saturday, everybody, and happy last day of our life as we currently know it. At least for our household with the whole Happy Saves crew. Yeah, man, I feel like this is the last day for the way things have been. And starting tomorrow, we'll be starting a brand new experience and journey across the board in a lot of different ways. I've already shared with you, those of you that listen to the juice frequently, then you may already know the things I do currently know about that are changing for me and my household. One of those things, of course, is that my son is starting school next week, y'all. Next week. Although it is virtual, but at the same time, it is still going to be a brand new experience for all of us. Again, we're used to him taking classes virtually, but this will be like totally different because it'll still be public school. He'll have to be in attendance. He'll have to, be very specific about, the lessons that they do. There'll be live lessons. There'll be some in-person interactions, field trips. There's all this different type of stuff that we have not been doing over the past few years that obviously we will be embarking on a brand new experience. I will be his main learning coach, and all of that is brand new. So that will be kicking off on Wednesday next week. And so, yeah, and then what's helping us kick things off tomorrow in regards to changes, right, is that we're embarking on 21 days of prayer with our church. I shared the information with you guys before, but just in case, this is someone's looking at this for the first time, you guys can go to the church that I go to the website, mwchurch.com, and they have all the information about the 21 days of prayer and fasting that the church is getting ready to embark on, and our family will be participating as well. They have different definitions of different type of fasting that you can do. I know that as part of the staff, I've been asked to fast in a certain way. But then we are also going to be embarking on a fasting in a certain way with our family. So yeah, hopefully today we're going to talk more about that. I mean, me and my husband already been talking about it, but I just want to see, can we finalize, exactly what we're going to do. So then that way when tomorrow comes and moving forward, we already know what the deal is. So, yeah. And so tomorrow actually is going to be back to school blessing at Mountain West Church as well. And that's the time where, the congregation comes together and pray over this, the students that are there, the teachers, and different things of that nature. And so, like I said, obviously I'm a part of the staff at the church. So that's a lot of moving parts to back to school blessing Sunday. That's going to be happening because we got to transfer the kids from our room to the main stage, and it's just the whole thing. And then my understanding is that they're going to have, a tailgating type of feel, homecoming vibes to the, after the gathering and stuff like that. There's going to be, I guess, a local school band is coming, and they're asking everybody to kind of dress up in their, our alma mater type thing. And I only have like a couple of things from that era right now. Like, unfortunately, I don't think I have any of my t-shirts from like high school or anything. I know I got like this color guard jacket, and I have my color guard uniform, but the color guard uniform is in the storage outside, and yeah. And then my color guard jacket is probably in this closet in the front. I'm gonna check and see if but yeah. So yeah. I'm going to try to participate, even though I was thinking about going ahead and staying in the theme of what the kids are doing, but I can kick that off next week. But anywho, so with that being said, man, there's a lot of new things coming in. So those are the main two new things that I know is on the horizon for me and my family. But I feel like there's a lot of things that we don't know that's getting ready to change and whatnot as well. I'm expecting great things from the 21 days of prayer and whatnot, the prayer and fasting situation. And so I don't know what all the Lord is going to do with every other thing in my life, but I do feel a shift, as they say. I do feel like something is on the horizon, and we're getting a chance to, I guess, experience something new, do something new as a family, and everything like that. And so, I took some time to reflect on that this morning, so that's why I'm recording around 11 something, because I woke up early-ish. But so yesterday, real quick, I mean, the main highlight was. Oh, I did talk to the business coach yesterday, so that was one thing. So I'm getting assignments and homework from him that I need to do and get ready to, create more content for this channel. And then also I ended up, working on NJ's hair. So that was something that I was doing into the wee hours, like I'm almost like 2 a.m. this morning, I think is around the time I finished up. And so yeah, so on our schedule today, as you guys can see, I'm recording now, so we're not out and about. So basically, soccer got changed to being in the evenings now. And we're still trying to figure out if that's going to work for us, but we're going to try to make it to this one and see what happens. And then NJ's going to take some pictures today because one of the ladies at the church, I was talking to her about it because she takes amazing pictures of her sons. And so she's willing to do that for NJ for his first, school picture or whatever the case may be. So I'm excited about that. Now that's why I said I want to make his hair, make sure his hair looks decent and everything like that. And so, yeah, man, a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on. And so with that being said, there's a lot to be frustrated about as well. And I can't lie, man, there's a couple of things that's been happening that I've been very frustrated about. Like, and maybe I'm just learning things about myself more. The more I embark on this journey called life, right? And again, I know it's new thing 2024. I know that is the whole thing. And y'all know I've been in therapy and all this different type of stuff, and I've been doing a lot of soul searching, which I feel like I always have soul searched, but whatever, man. But anyway, I guess I'm recognizing like my quote unquote triggers, right? I'm recognizing the things that, what gets me frustrated, what gets me to the place of like being upset. And only a few people, I guess has experienced frustrated or upset miracle, I guess. But then at the same time too, I think whatever I'm thinking is always on my face sometimes. So that's a whole nother conversation all by itself. But anyway, so I'm trying to get us to this conversation today about, frustrations, because, I was, seeking the Lord about what to talk about today, and took the time to listen to the prayer meditation and all of that. And I can't lie. Like I said, I mean, it seems like it's been kind of talking a lot about love and, the definition according to the Bible and stuff. And like I said, the first or recently when I listened to that, love is patient, love is kind, love is this, love is that, I was feeling some way because I was feeling like there's only a couple of things that I feel like I do well. The rest of that is probably like, I need some work. And I mean, I'm sure that's all of us, right? Because nobody's perfect, right? Outside of Christ and everything like that. But anyway, I say all that to say that, yes, I'm sure there's a lot to get frustrated about. We get frustrated with ourselves, with other people, our family, our friends, our children, our spouses, all this different type of stuff we can get frustrated with. And so I guess today's juice is to hopefully encourage and inspire anyone that may be in that position to know like what we can do when we are frustrated. So let's get to these verses, y'all. Well, no, let me give y'all the definition of frustration. Okay, let's start with that. So it says the feeling of being upset or annoyed, especially because of inability to change or achieve something. So yeah, like, not that I gotta always be in control. Like, I don't think I'm that type of person, but I can see that I'm definitely frustrated by the things that I can't control sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like, and again, I'm laying things before the Lord, so I'm not necessarily frustrated to that extent, but it's like I said, annoying, right? It's just one of those things where it's like, well, what am I supposed to do with this when everything is stacked against me and I'm not even really in control, different than the other. Like, there's only so much I can do, right? Has anyone ever felt that way before? It's like, you're being presented something, for example, and you're like, I've done all I can do and I can't do anything else. And I know this is when you lay those things before the Lord. So ultimately, I guess that's the first thing can do if you're frustrated and you feel like there's nothing else you can do. But then I think this morning, as I was reflecting on it, I was feeling like God was showing me that there, I guess, always is something you can do as well. So let's get into it, y'all. Let me get these verses, all right? Philippians 4:6-7, it says, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. So, if you're frustrated, friends, what is it telling us to do? It's telling us to don't be anxious about it. Now I know that's easier said than done, right? It's like, oh, how can I not be anxious and I'm frustrated and I'm annoyed? I get it. I've been right there as well. But what does it tell us to do? It says, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your request be made known to God. Again, we make light of prayer. We make light of that instruction to take things to the Lord. But I mean, it's very clear that this is what we should be doing, right? And then, I mean, obviously there's plenty of verses that tell us to always be praying and things of that nature. And so, again, when you do feel like you are at, your wit's end, right? Or if you're at, a wall and there's nothing you can do, then it's probably not for you to do. It's for the Lord to do. So take it to him and let him handle it. I know with some of the situations I've been kind of frustrated about, like one thing kind of happened today. It's not that deep, but I mean, I'm like, okay, I have a client and they want me to make some revisions on something. And I'm like, oh, now I got to do it all over again. And that can be frustrating and annoying, right? But at the end of the day, I'm like, do I want to get compensated, right? Do I want, the client to be pleased with what they purchased or whatever the case may be? Yeah. So at the end of the day, I got to give the client what they want in regards to that, right? On the flip side, same, I guess, in other regards. Like, I mean, I've been going through a few little things, mentally or whatever about situations and whatnot. And on one hand, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to honor and do, what is asked, but at the same time, when again, maybe it's a trigger for me, and again, I'm gonna try to talk about this stuff in therapy this week when I go, if the Lord's will. That it can be a bit of a trigger to be questioned, right, about my creativity or whatever the case may be. It's like, just let art be art, for example, right? Like, you ain't gotta nitpick the art, like, or why you trying to tell me how to do my art? You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that, right, can be frustrating and annoying. But at the same time too, again, when you're in a situation when you're working with a variety of people and you have higher, a hierarchy and all this different type of stuff, you gotta humble yourself, man. Unless it's you and your thing, right? You gotta humble yourself to whoever's thing it is, I guess, is what I'm learning right now. So yeah, man, again, taking things to the Lord. Now there's some things, again, well, take everything to the Lord. Take everything to the Lord. But then if there's something that you can do that, So again, I might have to go back to the drawing board and all this type of stuff about different things. But, at least I got the ability to do so, So again, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Let me give you guys another verse. And that is Proverbs 3:5-6. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him and he will make straight your paths. As I was reading and writing that down this morning, I just pretty much felt like God was reminding me that, again, everything has a purpose, right? Everything has a purpose and is all according to his plan. So even my frustrations, right, has been a part of his purpose and plan. Maybe it just was for me to come and do this juice today and help the next person. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But again, I guess if you understand that, okay, things are happening for a reason, it's a part of God's plan. And guess what? All things are going to work together for my good because I love God. Then we ain't got to be worried and frustrated and annoyed. Like at the end of the day, again, take things to the Lord. And it says here that He will make straight our paths. He will give us that understanding. He will help us to get to that next level, whatever it is. And so, yeah, man, that's mainly what I got to say about that. Let me give you guys another verse that was standing out to me to share this morning, and it's Romans 12:12. It says, "Rejoice in hope, be patient in tribulation, be constant in prayer." So if you haven't heard anything today, I think all 3 verses reiterates how we need to pray and lay things before the Lord. At the end of the day, I get it, man. We can be frustrated and annoyed by all kinds of things in this life, but at the end of the day, like I said, taking everything to the Lord will give you what that first verse said, peace that surpasses all understanding. And I guess that's the juice, y'all. That's the juice this morning. Now, the Bible verse of today is Psalm 20:7. It says, "Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of the Lord our God." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys go forth and have a wonderful weekend. And I look forward to talking to you all on Monday, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. And there you go. Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. Anybody listening to the sound of my voice, I hope that you all are encouraged and inspired. Thank you so much for listening, watching, subscribing, and sharing. All those wonderful things. Like I said, there's so much to do today. The juice is done. At least the juice got done. I know I told Herbie earlier. I was like, yeah, I ain't did the juice yet. He's like, I guess he was trying to say, is that becoming a habit? He had asked the question along the lines of like, is that becoming a habit type vibes? And I'm like, I mean, I still do it every day. It might not come out like at a particular time, but it gets done. And like I said, I know I was thinking about trying to get it back going for coming out in the morning time. Because again, trying to get on a new schedule and stuff like that. But like I said, the great thing about this school situation that we're embarking on with NJ is that we can do it when we want to do it. As long as his assignments is turned in within the 24 hours, then we're good in that regard. And so, so his schedule may not ever fully be the same. And that's okay. I think that will be okay. Like I said, we'll be seeing how things go and flow. Come Wednesday, I signed up to have a conversation with this teacher on Tuesday, I think it is. So yeah, Monday I got several episodes of GSL Talk Show to film. And so I don't think things are going to change too much when it comes to GSL. Like I said, I'm still trying my best to do the daily inspiration, and I'm going to still have weekly episodes of the GSL Talk Show coming out. And like I said, we're going to be embarking on some new content and more intentional content really soon. That's what the business coach is coaching me through at the moment. And so, so yeah, I mean, I know there's changes coming, and I know that again, this school thing is going to be a huge, I think enhancement. I want to say enhancement to our life. I don't know how much we'll need to change in the midst of it, but we're going to see. We're going to go and see whatever the Lord wants us to do. And so, yeah, that's what's going on with me. But I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And like I said, I look forward to talking to y'all on Monday. Until the Lord's will. Bye.